Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Sorry for being a little late. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for January 30th, Sunday, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern. We are already connected to the infinite. Already. No special duties or anything. The truth is that our souls are always and will always be forever intimately and infinitely connected to the most loving, all-powerful, super intelligent, divine source of love and endless creativity. Any thought that makes you feel less than this or separate from the universe is simply a lie. It is misinformation and an over-identification of ridiculous array of thoughts flying through the mind. Real, true satisfaction in this life is easy. It's found through realizing this simple truth that you are always connected to the divine. This infinite universe is all around us now. Always has been. And the great cosmic healing energy found inside of it is always available for you to access right now, for any of us. It's also very easy. The experience of connection is effortlessly found by relaxing deeply and resting within. Get ready to totally call off the search for a bigger and better, more amazing connection. Look inside. It's already here now. Your sweet spiritual being has already arrived. All the greatest treasures are hidden behind that which we wouldn't want to be with. All the greatest treasures are hidden behind that which we wouldn't want to be with. You're this ultimate mischief and brilliance. All the wisdom, compassion, and treasure is within. So where are you going to hide it? Pamela Wilson. Picture you're having a bike ride, and you come across a stray dog standing on the side of the path. Now, when he sees you approaching, he immediately snaps at you, as if he was needing to defend himself from being attacked. Looking at this scrawny, skinny, malnourished body, hair balding with bare red skin and certain scratched-off patches, you may be able to see that he had quite a rough, long life on the streets. It was apparent that this neglected animal had been abused many times by people, perhaps for no good reason at all, in his mind, which pushed him into a deep habit of defending himself from any potential intimate encounter. This brief encounter with this wounded animal most likely will touch you in the most intimate ways. So then you realize that because this dog had such an intense defense mechanism, he probably would have to spend the remainder of his life alone, cold through the winters, without his pack or any human to care for him, looking every day through garbage for a few morsels of food. It was a very sad thought. Then you realized that it was this animal's karma to continue manifesting this situation until he learned how to relax and stop being so quick to snarl, snap, and growl at anyone who got too close. We all have our lessons in this life, even animals. And he was being forced by the universe to learn how to release his tight, fearful grip on his life so he could be petted, taken care of, fed, and receive love. As you continue to bike, and you're looking at people's faces around the park, it becomes very apparent to yourself so many people in the world are living their lives in a state of very similar to this dog. Ordinary people like you and me, who were abused at some point in their life journey and are now spending the rest of their lives hiding behind a tight, protective, shielded energy. In their eyes, you may be able to see these people were still holding on to their pain, feeling lost, alone, insecure, trapped in their lives. They were still reacting to the memory of pain buried in their past. It is this memory that causes them to live in constant defense mode and attack others, so they don't become abused again by someone. So you may wonder what it takes for people to be truly courageous and stop playing the role of this protective, defensive dog and choose to be cuddled, petted, and nourished instead. Whenever our grip on this life is too tight, there's not enough room for love to enter. We are living like a tight fist, unable to relax and receive love. The love can come in many forms. The form of abundance, a new partner, a warm hug, a new job that you love, motivation to create a fit body, spontaneous healing, or even a deeper trust in your own intuition. If you take a long, deep look at your past, you have most likely been emotionally attacked and wounded in some way, like this dog. If you haven't healed that part, that wound in you is still gripping with fear, trying to control your experience of life from the inside. Healing can only occur when you feel this pain. Let go of trying to control it and welcome all the feelings that arise from it. You take yourself to be limited, but you are not. Discover this by staying silent and attentive. Be earnest about it. Just be aware of your being here and now, and the reality will find you. Nisargadatta Maharaj. If you're unsure how, if, or when you're playing the white-knuckle control game with your life, just pay closer attention to your body. The ego's tight grip will show up as tension inside, which may be super subtle or painfully intense. This tension means that you are still behaving on some level like the stray dog. Your tension is a teacher, and the universe is attempting to show you the art of relaxation, surrender, and letting go of control. Healing yourself is honoring the wound. Your greatest teacher, knowing it is the essential core element on the path towards self-realization. It's all the perfect setup, as it forces you to find your spiritual path and step beyond the ego into a life that's truly free from suffering. Having a tight grip on your life comes from living a life filled with control. If you are trying to control your kids, your parents, your employees, or perhaps your emotions and thoughts, you will feed the tension inside. You might think that you must always remain in control or things will get crazy. Perhaps you're afraid to let go of control about your finances, what you eat, your social behavior, or what is going to happen to you in the future. The mind tends to create an over-exaggerated grip on this life because it doesn't know how to trust life. The tightness you feel is pure resistance to trusting life and is the ego's little strategy to remaining powerful. Ultimately, the need for control is the greatest distraction keeping any of us from diving deeper inside, until we discover the greatest misunderstanding that mankind has ever had. This misunderstanding is the ignorant belief that we all are powerless, unlovable, unworthy beings, totally disconnected from God. Everyone in this society has many rational, reasonable reasons to continue trying to control their life. But what many haven't realized yet is that when you finally understand what your white-knuckled grip is about, and you decide to let it go, you are instantly led to discovering your divine true nature. This sacred, all-trusting, all-knowing soul is self-evident and becomes quite obvious. It shows up instantly when we drop our subtle attempts to be in control or not feel out of control. This society will challenge each of us deeply to remain in control as much as possible. There are not many people in this world who would agree that trusting life is the way to go. Trusting life creates individuals who are free, liberated thinkers, which our structured society cannot control. So keep in mind that whatever makes you think you're some powerless human being who is in need of more control, this belief is also what is causing the pendulum to swing in the opposite direction. It's forcing you, each of us, to discover that way deep down we are a loving, divinely creative, manifesting being who has access to an unlimited source of consciousness and energy. And yes, at the very core of it all, we are the God source itself. The biggest truth is that the divine essence, that we are the spark of unlimited creative love inside us, is so huge that it simply cannot be controlled. That is why trying to control life never really works. Any tight grip you may have on your outer or inner world will instantly make you feel you're separate from the God source. Why would we need a tight grip on anything? If we know we are the God source, why would we need a tight grip? The ignorance of our divine nature is an addiction and based on the society's agreement about the illusion of separation. It says the matrix is real and not a construct of our imagination. Everything in this world can be used as a distraction from knowing our real nature or the direct path to discovering it. It all depends on if we can take a long, deep look inside ourselves and honor this sweet divine being who is truly loving, powerful, and spiritually connected to everyone and everything. Once the ego catches the tiniest glimpse of who we really are, it will be very embarrassed about all its over-controlling strategies. It will bow down to the God source and surrender the need to be right about anything. When we honestly take a good, long look at our lives, we will see there is no need to try to control anything at all. This universe is ultimately in charge, and our job is to enjoy this journey of self-realization back home. Our job here is to realize our infinite loving connection with the God source inside us all, right now. This is what we're here to integrate and ground into our life. We signed up, so to speak, to experience a tight grip on our lives so that our homecoming would be so much more relaxing and amazing. So tighten your grip as much as you can on your life. But just know, deep down, that it is a losing battle. You cannot be in control of every little detail of your life and be at peace. Eventually, the ego must give up and surrender. The moment it honestly does, you will discover the natural, blissful connection to the God source is already here, available within you now. God is there, only if you surrender. Surrender makes anything God. Surrender gives you the eyes, and everything that is brought to these eyes becomes divine. Osho. The master control in our lives is it's first important to know that we human beings have a few basic needs that we need met every day. We all need to be loved, have a safe, clean, warm place to sleep, loving friends and family, clean water, and healing foods that feed the body, mind, and soul. To get our needs met, we must choose to be willing to let go of control, to trust this life that is here for us, and be willing to focus the mind in the positive direction towards receiving our needs. If we get caught in fear, we end up creating an extra unnecessary need to be in control of our lives. If this manifests, it's because we are not okay with our insecurity and the feeling of being out of control. The need to control anything in this life only creates problems, because the universe was not created to be controlled. It was created to be enjoyed and mirror back to you an experience of yourself, where you can know yourself as the divine, all-powerful, manifesting being that you are. Manifesting is a natural gift we all have, where our desires effortlessly show up because we are ready to receive them. The restless, rational mind doesn't understand this. It thinks it must do something to manifest something and has to know exactly how you're going to get from A to B to C. It needs solutions to its problems, and this causes us to get more wrapped up in another over-controlling scenario. The only way out of this mess is to meet with our inner controlling critic inside our minds consciously with love. We must choose to teach to discover the humble middle path through life, where it gets to learn how to let go and trust that life is meant to be easy, effortless, and loving. The golden secret to manifesting is having a healthy relationship with your mind. This means that your grip on your mind is not too tight nor too loose. The reason to focus so much on the tight aspect is because this is how the majority of people are functioning in this world right now. Imagine that your mind is this brilliant new guitar, which you're learning to play. You'll first need to tune it. And if your strings are too loose, the music won't play. And if it's too tight, your strings will tweak and break. To perfectly tune the inner guitar of your mind, you must choose to pay close attention to how it sounds, feels. Upon a deep investigation and introspection, find out why, when, where, and how your grip on this life is too tight or too loose. Observe what issues you cannot let go of. Soften your feelings about them for a single moment and explore what it may be like to relax and trust that everything is going to be okay. The moment you can see how your ego is still playing the controlling game, you've won half the battle. The next step is to notice if the roots of the controlling energy are coming from the source of fear or love. If you go beneath the deepest root, passing far beneath the surface layers, you will find the source of love is at the very core. Yet, to get to this vast, all-encompassing healing love inside, you must choose to continuously dig. When you reach the core, there is stillness and silence at the center. Your mind will relax and shift to becoming more trusting and love-based. You'll find that you become more flexible, open-minded, easygoing, able to welcome new ideas, people, beliefs, and realities into your life. Healing our control issues naturally occur when we look inside at that part which we don't desire to see and start seeing it from a new angle. When we can see it from a heart filled with acceptance and gratitude, it will transform. Accepting what you see inside yourself means you're not trying to change it in any way. You're simply being present with what you find. being open to seeing the bigger picture as to why your soul would choose to experience wounding and taste this different flavor of life. The choice is always yours to dive deep enough into the core of your being, which is always rooted in love, the God source itself. You must choose to stop behaving like the stray dog, release the need to bark at others that you love, or defend your ego's opinions. This is a deeper journey than the ego can handle. It's about diving into complete 100% trust, knowing that this universe is truly a loving, healing place created to help you evolve, learn to love, and grow. It is not easy to find happiness in ourselves, and it is not possible to find it elsewhere. Albert Camus. We're all here to unravel the illusions we believe are real, and the reality we think is an illusion. We are here to wake up from the dream and dream that we are already awake. We are each here to heal our wounds, realize at the core we are already whole, healed, and completely perfect. When we discover our tightest grip on this life, we have to find infinite patience with ourselves. We realize it could possibly take many years or lifetimes to totally heal all our layers of wounding and find true peace. When this happens, the ego surrenders, and its illusions of control on the deepest levels, and you start dropping deeper into the stillness and silence that is the source of love itself. The life of this abused dog may have opened your eyes in some positive way. Would you like to love to know that this dog's daily suffering is not a sheer waste? If you can allow his lonely, abused life to help awaken and heal others, he will have served his purpose. And it's imperative that we all take this message today. Take it in. Truly loosen the grip on your life so any abused, neglected parts inside can be cuddled, petted, held, and healed. It's all about truly letting in the love. When you take the risk to love yourself as exactly as you are, this love naturally flows onto others, creating a kind of loving world that you can look forward to living in. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing ever, always, to relax our bodies. When you wake up in the morning, relax your body. During the course of your day, relax your body. In the evening, before you lay your head on the pillow, relax your body. And how do you do this? You focus on your breath. The breath is divine positive energy. You, the God source, goes into the body, powers the body turns on, everything's working, oxygen is flowing through the lungs, and the breath is created. The breath sustains the body that you're in, that you just gave power to. Focusing on the breath, easy in through the nose and easy out through the mouth. The breath is the now. That's the secret to relaxation, relaxing the body, relaxing your tight grip on life. It's always the breath. And when we do this, we choose to do it, we still the ego mind and the subconscious mind. You see, the subconscious mind, it literally copies everything the mind generates. Everything that takes in, everything that comes in, everything. Copies it, stores it, and guess what? Reuses it. You see the loop? So by being in the now is imperative. You still the ego mind and the subconscious mind. You move into the now. Peace. Tranquility. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to take action. Just be. Watch the ego mind. Watch how it operates. Don't judge it. You watch it. You learn. Then you begin to know. That's an ego thought, and it vanishes. You identify it. When you start getting some kind of an aggression or some kind of competition or some kind of proving that you're better than others, you'll immediately say that's an ego. That's an ego thought. No, thank you. And it'll vanish. You know that incessant mind chatter we all have? Goodness sakes, we're putting out over 60,000 thoughts apiece every day. Not only that, we've got tens of millions thoughts running by, flying by like clouds in the sky. Those aren't our thoughts. They're programs. And they're other people's programs. They're not ours. And it's real easy to get sucked into it because it seems so like it's ours. Names attached to it, came at this appropriate time, blah, 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 blah. But then you get to the understanding that says, that's not my thought. And it vanishes. So that mind chatter, we all have it, is with us 24/7. But when we focus on the now, it's gone. Only the moment, breath to breath, is the now. The body relaxes. And then you know that you are not that body that you're in. You're not the personality, the character, you're none of it. You're the God source. And so you can look in that body. And you can see that body, and you can see 7 lights going from your tailbone to the top of your head. These are beautiful, deep, vibrant lights, all different colors. Much, much more vibrant than the ones on this planet. And what are they? They're called chakras on this planet. Chakra means wheel. These are wheels of light, spiritual etheric energy. We, the God source, spiritual etheric energy. We flow through. We know every part of these bodies that we're in, right down to the quantum core. When we choose to journey within, staying within, we will eventually discover that the gods that we are in these bodies are the power of healing these bodies. And eventually, we will be able to heal these bodies in a blink of the eye. Now, we all have memories, and we go to our libraries, our subconscious mind. This massive library, each of us. And it's been absorbing and collecting, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Everything's there. And everything that you are is there, all the lifetimes, and everything everybody else is there. So you open the door, you turn on the light, you get in an easy chair, you grab a couple of movies, and you get a couple of books, and you reminisce. You watch yourself as you've experienced certain things, and you enjoyed them. And it was fun. And some of the things you visit to remind you what not to do. But guess what? We've done. We get up, we put things away, we turn the light off, we shut the door, and we move forward. We are constantly moving forward. We are not looking over our shoulders. Constantly moving forward in this life. Now, picture the three paths. There's one on the left, one in the middle, one on the right. Now, these paths are canopied with these beautiful golden trees. The bark, the leaves, everything, the branches. Since they form these canopies over the path, you're on a golden circle path. And all of these paths are the same. One on the left warn the past. One on the right warn the future. One in the middle you're standing on is the now. It looks brand new. The paths are these flaming emerald green, looks like grass. Now, in the past, some of us will stay in the past too long. And I don't believe it's conscious. I believe it's unconscious. And we'll end up taking the past into a future that doesn't exist, create that future from that past, relive that past in that future. That's why a lot of people will say, no matter what we do, we always end up here. Or we go into the future. We all go into the future. We all want to know, don't we? We want to know, when's this going to happen? When am I going to have this? How's it going to be? When am I going to have a new job? When am I going to get the new house? When am I going to be healthy enough to enjoy my life, or wealthy enough to enjoy my life? And we get to a certain extent where we look outside of ourselves and we look for external authority to tell us what's going to happen in our futures for us. Very dangerous, because we're so powerful that we can unconsciously create it for ourselves, even the bad stuff. Our saving grace is the now. Always has been. The now starts us on the journey within to meet the God source that we are. Now, we know that the soul, the God source, the heaven, the kingdom of God, we enter these bodies, we power them up. We're the heaven. Heaven isn't a place. You, all of us, are the heaven. And the body is earth. And we are literally, every step we take, we are creating paradise. We are consciously aware, which means that we absolutely know, number one, that we aren't the body, and that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And we're shining our light, consciously or unconsciously. Can't hide it. Brilliant. Pure, deep, eternal love. And we're just 360 degrees blasting it everywhere. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. It's everywhere. Try it. Try it when you're out and about. Genuinely, from your heart and mind. Start just flooding everybody with your love. Don't have to say anything. Don't have to make any announcements. Don't have to do anything. Just walk around flooding everything and everyone with your love. Watch what happens. Now, if we may, some of us, may discover that before we decide to leave these bodies, we are the light. We're the love, which gives this brilliant light off. And why would we follow a light when we know we're the light? The God force, love, light, energy. We're the love. That's the light. Now, if you were to take a starship off this planet, far enough out so you can see the whole globe, you would see that it glowed. 8 billion gods inside bodies. But that doesn't include all of the other gods in all of the other bodies. So you would look at the lights around this planet, in this universe, and you would see that they look like a candle lit in the dark. So, God, planet, paradise, it glows. Now, we all know that we're consciously aware to a certain extent, and that parts of the gods that we are asleep. Other parts are awake to a certain extent. Now, the ones that are asleep, we love just as much as the ones that are awake. But we know the ones that are asleep aren't participating. They will choose when they awake. So we communicate with the ones that are awake. This is all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Archangels, cherubim, seraphim, archetypes, ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. All the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes we even have. All the off-worlders, galactic, celestial. all light energy being. Now, with the eyes that we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. So there's many light spectrums, just a few, the red infrared, violet, ultraviolet, the blue, ultra blue. And they come in shapes, sizes, colors, forms, and configurations. We don't see them. But there is a group that we are part of it, that we are dependent on 24/7. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, mermaid, dolphin, whale, Pegasus, unicorn, centaur, minotaur. And you just ask yourself, pretty common sense, can we stay in these bodies, the God source, the gods that we are, without water for the body? No. Earth, air, fire, wood, ether? No. And we don't think about that. But we're very intimately connected to the elementals. Now, the archangels, they're a civilization that vibrated at a different frequency than we do. This is why we don't see, like we see crowds of ourselves, we don't see crowds of them. But we do meet them, all through many lifetimes. And not always, but sometimes it dawns on us after we've had an interaction with a complete stranger. That was an angel. And then we feel bliss. Now, they have a message. They've been delivering this message for eons. And the message is, isn't it absolutely magna, glorious, splendiferous, stupendous to be alive in these bodies? And the answer is a big yes. Now, because we're so distracted with the material physical world, we take these bodies for granted. And just for a moment, remember, when we're not in these bodies, we don't eat, we don't sleep, we don't laugh, we don't cry, we don't make love, we don't kiss, we don't hug, we don't laugh, we don't cry. Think about that. Imagine not having that experience ever. So, these bodies have a good chance of seducing us into them, and then we get amnesia. And then we start our journey within to rediscover who and what we are. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And if you choose, ask them. Blink of the eye, they'll be there. And you will experience bliss. Now, the off-worlders, the galactics, the celestials. Over 1,000 species, civilizations flow through this solar system every day. Throughout the universe, there's trillions every day. But there's a small group that we're familiar with. Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Felines, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian. Now, this particular group's been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, the Ascended Masters, they have ascended into physical form and they have mastered physical form. They have ascended out of physical form, hold pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into physical form. We are in the process of mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creations. And our numbers are in the googolplexes, in all existence and beyond. 1 googolplex fills this universe with not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. These are trillions of googolplexes, trillions of universes. And we're all one. And not all parts of us are awake. So we converge on this planet specifically for the total liberation of this planet, which means the elimination of all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies permanently. And that's what's happening. You confirm that with yourself by asking the God within you. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get an answer in a split second. But if you're silent long enough and you're just being, the feeling will come. It always does. And we're all gathered, arm in arm, hand in hand, so to speak, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy isn't all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand and grow. We immediately form a white fire circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This white fire light emanates from the God source within each and every one of us. What is it? It is the highest of the highest high, the purest of the purest purest, and the deepest of the deepest deepest, eternal love. And it's flooding this planet, on it, in it, above it, and below it, 24/7, infinity and beyond, all life, the highest supreme value in the universes. We begin to ascend. We're immediately met with an ocean of glitter. Now, nothing like you would picture on this planet, much way beyond that. And the best way to describe it is a massive fireworks grand finale display, a grand finale laser display, and a ballroom globe. You know, the ones with the mirrors that reflects the lights everywhere. Except this one's a trillion times larger, a trillion times more intense. They're all combined. That's closest we can get to the ocean of glitter. Now, we're curious, so we look at the reflective points, these perfectly etched mirrors. We enter these mirrors, and we discover that all of us, whether it's 1,000 billion light years away or right here, are learning and teaching from each other, infinity and beyond. We're either students and teachers and students, or both. We teach ourselves, we learn for ourselves. We teach others, we learn from others. And it's not just these bodies, it's all bodies. Trees, birds, bees, rocks, everything. And we learn. But if we're too seduced into the material physical world, we won't notice it. Maybe on a rare occasion. And even then, not much. But when you go within and you just be, through your breath, you'll discover that the tree isn't the life, the God within the tree is life. That's what gives life to physical form, the God source. Everything on this planet, on it, in it, and above it, and below it, is the God source. Bugs, spiders, everything. And when you watch them, and you're in the now, you will be amazed on what they're communicating with us, themselves, and everything else. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are in these bodies, that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all that the gods we are within these bodies of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind each and every single one of us that we are imbued with a white fire armor. Head to toe, inside and out. This is nothing like the armor on this planet. This is way beyond that. This is, and where does it come from? It comes from the God source, love. It can't be penetrated, violated, seduced, tricked. No lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies will come near us at this high level of vibrational frequency. They'll vaporize, and they leave us alone. No demon possession, no attachments. Ever. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether conscious or unconscious, through hatred, greed, anger, fear, envy, hurriedness, revenge, greed, anxiety, stress, worry, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then there's all kinds of possibilities, demon possessions, attachments, lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies in every direction. So if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. First part of this column is the purple transmuting flame. We created this column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame, we can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. The second part of this column of light is the violet ray. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that we, the gods that we are within these bodies, created to remind us all that we are the sun, the sunlight, the rain, the rainbows, the sunset, the sunrises, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the mountains, the trees, the forests, the soils, the animals. We're everything, and everything is us. So the next time, most of us, or all of us, when we see these things, sunset, sunrise, ocean view, starry-lit night sky, rainbow, we're just enamored on the beauty. Try this. See what happens through your heart minds. When you see a sunset, that is the God that I am. Not ego mind, heart mind. Watch what happens. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us step outside our physical form, hover effortlessly above them, if we're carrying physical form. And we do this because it's fun, and we can. We're immediately met with this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower, larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we notice this massive oblong sphere in the center of the sphere is this golden white ball of light. It is surrounded by numerous multicolored rings of light that never seem to end. This creates a super bright white mist, reflecting, sparking, arcing, and it's absorbed into our heart minds. And it's like a warm embrace that never ends. We discover that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes well-being, gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, tremendous prosperity, tremendous abundance. And we discover that all of this is a reflection of the gods that we are. The top of this crystalline tower, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, infinity and beyond, as it's doing right now. We're swimming in this golden ocean. It's the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest eternal love, flooding this planet head to toe, inside and out. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. We are drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We created this sphere almost 4 years ago. Hundreds of millions of us on and off world, consciously aware to a certain extent, 7 days a week. All heart-minded. For the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Over 1,800 meditations in perpetual motion that continue to intensify, grow, and expand, flooding this planet, on it, in it, above it, and below it. Infinity and beyond. For today, imagine your body is a loose, limp, wet noodle. Stop all your striving and contraction about everything in your life. Sit down and focus on the feeling of being spineless and totally flexible. Don't just do what happens from this. Just do it. Stay limp. One moment at a time. Soon you'll notice a deeper experience of peace and expansiveness begins to happen in your body. Whenever any muscle in your body starts to contract, other than what normal activity would entail, practice this wet noodle feeling and let it expand until you are completely at ease. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose, and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Today is a laughing day. Take 30 minutes to laugh about anything and everything you can. You may need, maybe, fake it until you make it happen for real. Sometimes have you ever done that? You start kind of halfway laugh, and then all of a sudden something tickles you, and you just start genuinely laughing. And the bubbling joy of your belly shakes you free from any stuck energy inside. Let yourself laugh more than you have in years today. Think of only those things that lighten you up. Be a crazy, silly Willy until your belly hurts. You'll get a good core workout in your stomach, too. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and following morning. And we will return here Monday, January 31st, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.